The storage area for the fast track approvals by FDA is in this web page. This is www.fda.gov/drugs/NDA hyphen and hyphen BLA hyphen approvals. Here, this is not a database. This is just a tabulated summary of the approvals, fast track approvals of drugs in 2023. As I mentioned before, we may not have all of the dates, all of the information. Now, I don't know the reason. Maybe they are not ready. Maybe they are being prepared. I don't know. But this is what we have. And when you open on the approval, you will see the application type, the submission type, the proprietary name, established name, the applicant or the company, the approval date, and the use. This will allow us again to check that our documents are up to date with FDA. It also allows us to look into products that are from the same, I would say, class than our product, to look into what they did so that they would get a fast track review. So again, this is a marketing tool. I may not say that, but this is mainly a tool for competitive intelligence as well, because now you can look into what happens overall in the fast track world with FDA. You can also look into your competitors' drugs, because your competitors are not going to tell you what they are doing, but they need to come to these databases and to register, as well as you will need to write your information, keep the information up to date. Okay, this is a freedom of information, and this is not your trade secret here. Okay, if that was your trade secret on how to make your drug or vaccine or any product, okay, this is a trade secret. You have a drug master file. You have to keep it, and you keep it on your premises. Okay, you don't send it anywhere. But this information is public. In this page, we can look into the breakthrough therapy approvals. This page is not, again, doesn't have an interface to any database. This is a repository system, I would say, or page, where we can look into breakthrough therapy approvals. Again, very interesting to see that, again, as you see, this is as of December 31st, and there are 18 approvals only, okay, for FDA. We can again know what's the type of the application, the submission number, the proprietary name, and then which company did it, and then when it was approved and for which use. Again, it allows us to see if we can, whether or not, again, have our product being reviewed in, I would say, through the breakthrough therapy approval. We have here a page for the accelerated approvals on the U.S. Food and Drug website. Here, we don't have an interface like a search interface in a database. We do use this page as a repository so that, again, as you can see, we have the accelerated approvals as of 21st of 2023, where we can now see the information about which drugs have been approved in an accelerated way. And what is interesting, again, is not just the applicants, it's not just, again, the accelerated approval date, but mainly total time to accelerated approval in months. So we see that, again, here, it gives us an indication if we would like to go through the same acceleration pathway for our own product. And of course, here, when we look into the indication, we see that if these are our competitors, again, we can use the information in order to build our regulatory strategy. How many patients we should use, which indications we should test. Or, for example, again, I would say how many patients we should have, in which countries we should test them. These are the information that are Very important, because we are in a big market. We are making so much money and we are making so many different products to save people. Okay, you may look into, okay, pharmaceutical companies, they are rich, they are making too much money, but on the other side, if they don't make a drug, who is going to do that? So those pharmaceutical companies, they have their trade secrets, of course, but they have to build their marketing strategy, their clinical research strategy, their regulatory strategy, looking into timelines. When I'm talking about regulatory strategies, I'm talking about the timelines that are important. Okay, a CEO comes to your office and says, look, my friend, we need to put this drug XYZ to the market when you think it will be on the market. So us, okay, those who know about, I would say, the regulatory affairs as well, or clinical research as well, we know how long does it take for the preparation of a package. How long does it take for the preparation of a form, of some documents, where we should go, how we should proceed, to where we should send the package, what would be the format of the package. But then we are now going to strategize. We are not just going to close our eyes and look into, okay, for the past approval, let me try that. Maybe it works. No, we don't do that. We look into the previous accelerated approval pathways. We're looking into previous indications, looking into the history of all of the drugs, and we are going now to build based on the deadlines, the indications, the market segments, those who may become our patients. We are going to build a regulatory strategy. And we are going to say, for example, that for the new drug application, we are in the U.S. FDA. For the NDA that we are going to prepare, okay, we are going to need 2 clinical trials for phase 1. We need 3 for phase 2. We need 2 for phase 3, and we also need to have these animal studies. We also need to look into these indications. Indications that here from this table, you see that the indication was an accelerated pathway. So by learning from our competitors, we can adjust our regulatory strategy. We can also go beyond our competitor by looking into other competitors if they're all selling the same class drug that we are making. And then we are now going to have a strategy where we are going to compare. We will be able to compare our product with our competitors based on their own clinical trials or indication that you're using for the accelerated approval pathway. Now you understand very well why it's important to have the databases, and of course here some areas where we can go and have, of course, the information that we need in order to do our job, which is not just preparing for the packages. It's not just, again, communicating with regulatory authorities. It's also a strategy. Building a strategy as a team in order to show that our product is safer, better, less expensive, why not? More available, of course, to the population compared to our competitors. That was an example of a regulatory strategy. We have, again, a page on the U.S. Food and Drug website, which is called Priority New Drug Application and Biological Licensing Application Approvals. So here we can have access to the approvals that have been done based on the priority. So here we have the application number, the proprietary name, establishment name, the applicant name, the review classification, and of course, again, the approval date. Okay, so for the classifications, again, I can go down because it's written, always it's written again in the margin somewhere. P is priority review, O is orphan drug. The orphan drug designation is when there is no other equivalent treatment for a given disease. So your drug is unique for now. It becomes an orphan drug, which is very positive because it means that you are now having priority over other drugs because you are now addressing a disease for which there is no drug so far. For O. P for priority review. Again, this is based on the indications that your company provided to again FDA, and FDA will decide whether or not to review in a priority, I would say, in a priority, your application. So instead of waiting for 10 months or a year, you're going to wait for 6 months before being able to go to the market. You may say 6 months, okay, is it too much? Yes, because if you are dealing with a blockbuster selling, I don't know, trillions of dollars per year or billions of dollars per year, 1 day delay maybe 20, 30 million dollars. Now imagine to be sooner on the market for 1 day. Okay, estimation of $30 million, $10 million, okay? Now imagine 6 months to go sooner to the market. This is why we look into the priority reviews, looking into, again, making sure that we are going faster to a market based on the indication of our product.